Hi all, how are you going? Welcome with me, Redsky, on another round of Righteous Readings where I give raw, righteous, real readings to you guys, my viewers. And today we're doing what I believe to be the most important spread that I do every month for you guys. It was a spread I developed myself after coming onto the tarot scene quite some years ago and wanting information about a specific issue. I searched high, low for a very long time to only find that there was not such a thing yet invented, which really actually sent alarm bells ringing in my head, because this is an issue that affects a lot of people. I think you would be hard done by to find a person in this world that had not been touched or knew someone that had been touched by addiction and or in the midst of recovering from some sort of addiction, whether that's drugs, sex, alcohol, rock and roll, whether that's other less known addictions such as bulimia, eating addictions, self-harm such as cutting. There are an umbrella of multitudes of issues that people come to seek guidance for. And as we well know, tarot is one of those things that people come to seek when they need guidance for a certain aspect in their life. Now, to think that those two things are not congruent or would not meet each other at a crossroad at some point one day, I think would be kind of naive for us to say. It's why I was looking through the tarot community to find an answer in regards to an addiction, not for myself, but for a friend of mine. I've watched many, more than I could say I've seen sober people in the last 20 years. I have seen people go down the road of addiction. Unfortunately, many have not found their road to recovery. I have seen good people turn to slaves of their addictions, no matter what addiction it is in regards to. I'd like to share a piece with you, if I may, a very important piece that I keep on top of my tarot area, and I do religiously look at it and say it to myself, if you would allow me to read it. It's the Chinese proverb, and it reads, "Be careful of your thoughts, for your thoughts become your words. Be careful of your words, for your words become your actions. Be careful of your actions, for your actions become your habits. Be careful of your habits, for your habits become your character. Be careful of your character, for your character becomes your destiny." What is an addiction? An addiction is something we do and or use to lessen pain and suffering that we feel or endure. Whether that's through a memory, or whether that's through current abuse, or whether that's through some other traumatic issue in life, this is why we should all band together and have much more respect for those that have gone through addiction and are definitely in the midst of recovery. Like, God bless you. You are an absolute admiration. And we bless you all with that power to keep going, and for those that have not yet seek their path to find it in the dark. Sorry, children are home today, so it's a little bit noisy. I had 2 tarot card decks that were delivered to me today. The Villains tarot deck and the Wondrous Spirit tarot deck for memory, if I may just check that box. The Wandering Spirit tarot, beautiful deck, but I'm a bit concerned with these particular cards that the nudity may be a bit of an issue for us today. I always put my readings down as 18 plus, I always have. But as this is an addiction reading, I do have some concerns about whether this would be a trigger for certain people. This posturing of artwork, let's just say. But I really like this deck. So if you wouldn't mind, I would like to use this deck today. If you have a problem with this deck, me using it, I will not ever use it again. As I said, I do have some reservations about using this deck. I think maybe the Villains one would be better because it is a little bit more childlike and it is not so posturing. This deck is, of course, of a woman and a skeleton's journey together. And they are nude. But the woman, you cannot see anything particular. It's just an imaging. So I'm hoping, with that being said, that will be Not an issue. But if for any reason you do have an issue with this deck, the type of artwork that is on the deck, please let me know and I will not use this deck again for this reading, okay? I'm putting it out as a forewarning, as this is an addiction and recovery spread. You may have an addiction to sex and or imagery of such. If that is your case, this is a warning disclaimer to you then, that this may not be the reading for you today with this particular deck being used. Please come back and see me next month. I will probably not use this deck just because it's a new deck and I want to break it in. And I have a very strong compulsion to use this deck. As I said, I brought out the villains one because I really wanted to use that for you because I thought it would be a little bit quirky and a little bit cutesy. But I'm not feeling like using that deck all of a sudden now that it's come time to do the reading, which is strange. Oh, I just don't know if this is appropriate though, guys. No, I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. I love this deck and I think it's awesome. I just don't want to use it for this reading. I can't in good prevalence give you this deck because I'm not chancing anyone being triggered. This one's much more cutesy, okay? There will be no chance of being triggered unless you want to eat a poison apple, which I don't think anyone would want to do that. So I think we'll be pretty safe here, okay? Okay, I need to deal with that. Sorry about that. I was scammed $60 out of my bank card and I'm trying to get a refund with a company that didn't even give me an order number for something that I didn't even order. Yeah, so beware, scammers are out in August, guys. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's begin and find out what's coming in for each and every single one of you beautiful beings that are currently in the midst of any and all of those addictions and or in the midst or at the starting point of their recovery journey. I'd like to applaud you all for coming to watch this viewing today. I know it isn't easy viewing and this is a very tough subject that many of us struggle to even admit to ourselves, let alone bring publicly. But I do applaud you for your absolute courage and strength and tenacity in even getting this far in your journey. And for viewing this, you should applaud yourself for having the courage to not only do so, but to admit that maybe it's time to seek guidance. That is the biggest step of all of the challenge that you'll face, is that first one. So let's get into it and find out what's coming in for the August month for every single one of you beautiful beings in the midst of addiction or in the midst of recovering from that addiction. I wish you all the very, very best of luck. And I wish you all the strength and tenacity that is needed to make one more step forward in your path. So let's begin. For August, please, spirits and guides for any and all of those suffering in addiction. And it begins. Little ones in that bottom row, all ones. The 8, the 7, and then the 9 reversed. And that's very interesting positions because that is the outcome and the clarifiers for the outcome. All ones. That makes me feel quite positive for you guys because it makes me feel as if there is a lot of desire here to want this and to move forward with it. And I do believe you will be successful in that fact. The whole underlying energy for your month of August, what lies beneath every decision, every minute of every moment throughout the month, the beating heart by which everything is stitched to. It's the 5 of Swords. Going to battle, especially mentally, of our ideals, our calculations, our thoughts. We're using force here and we are trying very hard to win this battle. And you will be one of the two, the victor or the dejected. When it's upright, it does not speak of which. Just that you are going tooth to nail to try to not be the one dejected off this bank of beach. To be the one holding the swords. Instead of the one dejected walking off, tail between legs. Feeling a little bit sorry for oneself. Let's look at the placements now and go through the individual meanings for each placement. And if I feel that there needs to be more in-depth vision, I will clarify the cards Even though most of the time I do find that just as it is quite fine. But we will see. And bear with me too, as this is a new deck, so let's learn as we go. Your current energy coming into August, as you're watching this reading, you are sporting the Knight of Swords. Knight of Coins, sorry, which is Pentacles. Blech, already making a mistake. My apologies. The Knight of Coins. Being very laborious, very methodical, being very reliable. But not in the way that most people think. You're being very laborious towards something that many people don't know about. You're trying to maintain your position, your perception that people have of you. You're trying to maintain that. You're trying to give some sort of levelness and groundedness, even though inside I feel you're very chaotic. I feel like you're falling apart a little bit. Your obstacle, your challenge that you'll need to deal with and face throughout this month is the Ace of Wands reverse. The challenge, obstacle that you'll need to face is that of overconfidence or too much pride, greed, clouding your judgment, thinking that it's going to go easy, smooth. That would be your biggest mistake. Hope for the best, but prepare for the worst would be my advice, because you will probably face it threefold over. But your emotions at this point in time of August, your emotions are that of judgment, Major Arcana. Your emotions are that of atonement. Your emotions are telling you now is the time to bear judgment and to atone, the need to repent and forgive, and that need to account for the manner in which we used our opportunities up to this point. There's a real sense here of rebirth, rejuvenation as well. There's also a reminder with the Judgment card that we need to consider or keep in our mind that how our judgments now or our actions may affect others around us, especially their emotions. There is a sense here, though, of development or improvement, a rebirth. There is a new regenerational factor here coming in, which is giving you a whole new sparkle and a whole new chance. The next position reflects your thoughts. You are thinking, Virgo's Major Arcana, the Hermit, but it is inverted. Your thoughts are that of being very prudent. Prudent to the point where we may be being a bit dull. We may be so over-prudent that we are resulting in unnecessary delays. We are stopping the bad, but we are also stopping the progress here. It is a double-edged sword. If we don't move forward, we won't get hurt, but at the same time, we won't gain no ground. And you have kind of gone a bit stagnant, a bit dull, and a little bit lost in the sea. The next position reflects what started this, what brought you to the door of addiction, what started all this. It's Scorpio's Major, the Death card. What started this for some of you was actually a death. Someone you knew or were very close to passed away. And that grief was something that you could not, at the time, truly absorb. And it left you in a place where you needed to seek solace and comfort within this addiction. Or it made this addiction worse. For others of you, the moment you met this maker of addiction for you personally, it transformed you. It absolved you. It took you in like a sponge and it sucked you up solely, wholly, completely, totally. And it changed you. Whether you want to admit it or not, it did change you. It made you come very much in the spirit of unexpected change, which led to loss, and this was accelerated, I feel. There was maybe illness, financial loss, beginning of the break, of the brink. And I feel like you were pushed too far. And that's when you toppled. You toppled down into addiction's arms. But I felt that it was also the moment that you realised that you needed to change too. How to overcome this? How to overcome this? What's the advice from Spirit? Spirit's saying to you, Two of Coins. Spirit is telling you loudly that there will be difficulties, and I know that you have a lot of worries, but you are able to keep the forces which are working in your life in balance with care and success if you just have the agility to rock it and keep at it. It will level out in the end, but now is not the time for that. Now is the time for the effort, the work, the balancing, and bringing that in. To do that, you need to balance this. And you need to use a lot of agility to be able to do that. Moving forward, what is the advice from Spirit for you? Now the 5, it is the 5 of Wands. Battles, contradictionaries there will be. People will not allow you to do anything easily at this point in time in August, I feel. And moving forward, you will struggle to have any say of your own. There will be unsatisfied desires, a lot of struggles, and a lot of real laboriousness to this. There will be so many obstacles, and you will need to maybe bat down some people for them to see your point of view, and they may still not. The outcome in the next 2 cards clarify that outcome. So the outcome card is the 8 of Wands. Clarifying it is the 7 of Wands and the 9 of Wands reverse. The outcome of the 8 of Wands is swiftly made movement, hastily made communication. It is swift activity, sudden progress or movement, speed, hastily made decisions, rapid advancement. And that's what you're doing. You're rapidly advancing. You may be rapidly advancing so fast that you may feel like you're losing your footing a little bit. The 7 of Wands coming in behind that is saying there will be success gained against overwhelming odds surmounted against you. There will be advantage and there will be victory here. You will get up it. You'll have the movement and you will have that action. With the 9 of Wands reversed, I am seeing that there will be a lot of obstacles here and you will need to have adversity. There will be problems, delays, disasters, barriers to overcome, and there will be a lot of ill health from this as you try to mend and heal from these patterns of cycles of addiction that you've put into place over long periods of time. There will be issues with health and therefore of. I feel that August, especially this outcome, is absolutely beautiful. It is shining a massive light on the fact that there is much good to be had here and there's much movement to still be seen. I feel like you will be the victor if you bring it. And you will use what you need to obtain that through the Hangman reverse underneath, Hangman underneath that. Additional strength, of course. Leo's major arcana, August is Leo season, and your additional extra is that of strength. Leo's major arcana card. For August, I wish you strength, tenacity, and courage in the face of adversity. Being brave, but not using over the top force to get what you want, but using the force by which is given to you back in the most perfect sequence of movement. Strength, tenacity, courage, zest, zeal, and outcome. Where you tame your beast, your addiction beast, and you begin to learn the foundational blocks of how to put the lion back in its cage. Slowly but surely, my darlings, you will conquer this big beast of an issue, one baby step at a time. And August is all about managing that, one raw at a time. Thank you, everyone. I wish you all the very best for August. Light and love from me, Redsky. Until next time, I'll see you then. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you'd be so kind to, with me, Redsky, here at Righteous Readings. I want to thank everyone for joining me today in the Addiction and Recovery Spread. This has never been an easy one to do. but I think it's one that is definitely always needed. To help you on your way today, I do feel that something additional would be a lovely gesture for you. So let's do that now for the addiction and recovery, for any and all of those in seeking guidance. What additional message can we give to them for August of 2022, please? Thank you. The element of fire is what I gift you. Fire is related to motivation, creativity, and passion. Its energy is fast, forceful, and positive, and its power can be frightening. Fire consumes obstacles to faith and banishes negativity. It symbolizes the inner child, the spirit within, and the creative spark. Those in whom it is dominant are passionate and intense. Remember that fire is the element of the passion and gives courage and strength to fight for quality of life. It is the element of physical challenge, sensation, and sexual energy. When fire is out of balance, it becomes destructive and needs boundaries and control. Is your fire burning out of control? Are you yearning for structure where there is chaos? I feel that all is not lost here, and you will find what it is you seek. Heart with a key, welcoming love, meeting the one, opening your heart, getting together, perfect. This is the relationship with yourself that it's talking about. You, who you are, you, who you were, and you, who you are to become. You. It's only just begun, as the carpenters said. And I don't think there is any other message that could ring more true to you today than that sentiment. Final message. Tell the truth. Communicate with integrity. You may need to level with someone. This person could even be you. Are you saying you're fine when you don't mean it? Are you swallowing your needs because you don't want to rock the boat? When we hide the truth, it eventually comes out in destructive ways. Act with integrity and say what's on your mind. While honesty may lead to short-term discomfort, your long-term peace and happiness are worth it. And I couldn't agree with that more. I wish you the very best for August. I look forward to seeing each and every single one of you, my beautiful beings, in September for the next reading. Thank you, everyone. It's been an absolute pleasure. And I hope to see you next month. Till then, be good to yourselves and each other. And even in the darkest of places, know that we can always find the light if we choose to seek it. Everything is there for you if you so choose to see and take it. Nothing is out of your reach, your grasp, or your possibility. You just have to believe it.